sorry. So I am not um, presenting a PPT right now. Let's start with it. So quite opposite to the popular belief that trauma is when um, you go through death or accident or abuse or any major incident in your life. Trauma is anything that leaves you in a state of overwhelm. For example, a little kid getting ready for school in the morning and parents continuously telling him to hurry up and quickly do it, and why is he not able to do. So there are so many things coming at him. At that moment, the little kid could be very well traumatized. Another example, a small kid, um, he has gone on a picnic and all of the kids are having ice cream. And now his ice cream suddenly falls on the ground and there is no more ice cream left for him to buy or to borrow. Now everyone else is having their ice cream and this kid is not able to have it. This is very well traumatic for the kid. Now that doesn't mean that everything that happens to you is trauma. It means anything that feels traumatic to you, that is trauma for you. So it's better to accept it, acknowledge it, and then start working on it. Now our body stores all these informations, all these feelings. This particular kid, what did he feel at that point when he dropped his ice cream? Maybe he felt shame, maybe he felt embarrassment, and now that is stuck in his body. Going forward, maybe every time he looks at ice cream and he starts feeling overwhelmed or embarrassed, or he just says, no, 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 I don't like ice cream because if I eat ice cream, they are not good for me. You never know what that person is storing in his body. We feel all these feelings, these are the first sensations when we come to this life. And from there to now, we are storing everything. For example, a certain person woke up, had his breakfast, and now suddenly has a stomachache. Now, this person, the first thing that comes to him is stomachache, the feeling, that sensation. Later on, now we'll start analyzing what is it? Why did he feel so? Maybe there was something wrong in the breakfast. Maybe there was a meeting that he had to present and he has just, this is the nervousness which is building up. And then he will start taking action on it, that I need to find a medicine or I need to find a nearest washroom or I need to take a break, whatever. But it starts with the feeling. Now, you all or we all take birth and imagine our lives to be empty glass. When you take birth, it is empty and it keeps getting filled up with experiences and emotions as we grow up. If right now I ask anyone, how do you feel your glass is? Either it would be full or it would be tending towards full. And at this stage, when the glass is already full, you want to add something to it. You want to start any mindfulness technique. You want to start meditating. You want to start maybe gratitude journaling. You want to start any certain thing, any one thing, but you're not able to because your glass is already full. Anything that gets added to it is going to overflow. And that won't be a good experience. What else do? You go to the washroom or you go to the basin and you empty that glass. You take all the content out. How do you do that in real life with your feelings, with your body? You start releasing. Here is what and where journaling comes into picture. Journaling is the simplest way of catharsis. Catharsis is the act of releasing. Someone feeling very heavy after an argument and that person sitting and crying. And then they tell me that, I feel very light after that crying. So what was that crying? Crying was releasing, feeling the emotions and releasing and putting them out. That was a cathartic moment for this person. That was catharsis. Most of the times we don't even know what we are storing in our bodies. We don't even have that connect with our bodies. We are so disconnected that even if we want, we're not able to go through that catharsis and really feel light. Now, the next thing that I would speak about is somatics. This was a question asked by many of you, that what is basic somatic journaling? What is somatic? So, somatic is body centered, body oriented. So, this is body centric or body oriented journaling. That's why somatic journaling. In short, we would be connecting with our body and writing, so that we are more in touch with ourselves, more we know what is stored inside, so that we can put all of that out on the paper. I hope that is clear till now. There are many people who are still joining, so I have to admit them. Apologies for it. Now, what is journaling? And how can journaling help you? What is the somatic journaling and how can it really help you? Journaling is a form of written reflection or release of what all you have been storing in your body all this while. Why somatic journaling? Everyone has gone through some or the other kind of trauma in their life. It could be small, it could be big, and we cannot judge anybody's trauma through our perspective. What may be small for me may be very big for somebody else. What may be bigger for me could be very small for them. Just as I always say, the person who is drowning in a pool has the same amount of trauma to person who's drowning in a river on a sea or a sea. The trauma stays the same. We cannot judge it. And trauma narratives are very important part in healing. Trauma narratives mean all of us want to be heard, want to write, want to express what we have gone through. And this is how we survive, through telling our stories, to speaking about our traumas. That is how we survive and go and reach this far. So, trauma writing could also be somatic journaling. And this is how you bring out everything that is lying deep down in your body, bring it up, and put it on the paper. Acknowledging, the most important part here comes acknowledging what you're going through will bring it to the surface. And whenever it is brought to the surface into awareness, you get rid of the push and the pull which you had been experiencing. Now you have been experiencing something that you don't even know. Why are you triggered at the certain thing? You don't know. When you connect it with your body, when you feel it with your body, you acknowledge it, you bring it up. Anything, if it happens, for example, even if there is a little headache which comes up, we say, oh God, again we have a headache. So we are rejecting that feeling, we are pushing it away. More we push that away, it goes at a place in our body and keeps getting accumulated. And then it becomes big, and then it comes out as a surprise. We did not learn to face our feelings. We did not learn to sit with our feelings. We learned to either eat our feelings or run our feelings or push our feelings. And that is how we are not even connected with ourselves. A very simple example, a client comes up and tells me that they have anxiety. Now, anxiety is a very broad term. So I ask them to describe what kind of anxiety is it and where are you feeling in the body? Even before thinking, the first answer that comes is, oh, anxiety is in my mind. No, anxiety is not in your mind. It has to be in a body part. Now, where in the body do you store it? When you take a deep breath and you finally try to track it, where is your anxiety? You come out with the term that, oh, my stomach hurts. I store my anxiety in my stomach. Oh, my hands are palpitating. I think I store my anxiety there. Or, when I'm anxious, my heart starts racing. So, this is where you are storing your anxiety. All this while you were trying to figure out, all this while you were trying to make a sense of anxiety, which you did not even know where is it. Now you finally have a place in your body. And it also tells you that anxiety is a part of you. Anxiety is not whole of you. Anxiety is a part. It is maybe red colored, pointy thing in your stomach, but it's not the complete you. It's not the complete Himadri. It's just a part of it which is there. And when you acknowledge it, when you know that it's just a part, you have that confidence that fine, yeah, it's just a part and I can work with it. Hmm. This anxiety example is my favorite. And second thing, which is very worrying for a lot of people, is now you know that there is anxiety. Now you know that you have located it. The moment you bring it up, you're going to get nervous. You're going to get a lot of feelings. You're going to um, maybe feel something that, oh, it's making me uncomfortable. Oh, I don't know why suddenly I have started crying. Well, that is when you are actually feeling the anxiety, and you may realize that it was the anxiety was the presenting issue behind. It was the fear. Maybe it was a fear of getting laughed at. Maybe it was a fear, or maybe it was an embarrassment that little kid felt when his ice cream fell on the ground. This is how we connect. Uh, okay, this is how we connect with ourselves more. Um, you can also take an example. You are cleaning your space. You have an almirah and you have to clean it. And there are so many things lying there. You buy something and you try to put it there. You won't be able to put it because there is no space. How do you make space? You take everything out, you arrange it, you find out what are the things that you can donate, what are the things that you need to keep, what are the things maybe um, which would be used in summers and no more here. You'll make space. The moment you make space, you find out that this is where I can keep this new thing that I bought. It's the same way with somatic journaling. We have been carrying so much inside us. When we write, when we put it out on the paper, we understand, we make space, we know that what we have to keep and what we have to release. I hope that's clear. Now, a very important thing which comes up is finding your why. I think out of 62 participants who are here, at least 55 have this problem that they tell me, I start writing, I start journaling, but I cannot continue it. I drop it. Or I, bought this book and I started writing. After 1 week, I just could not go back to it, and I left it. So what is this problem? What is your why behind writing a journal? What is your why behind writing, or what is the why behind doing the somatic journaling workshop? For my clients, the why is between one session to another, between those 15 days, you have to write and release everything that is coming up. You had a 2 hours session, you released heavily. There were so many emotions, there were so many incidents, there were so many things that you worked on. Now, what will happen after 2 hours, after 2 weeks? In between, you will have up and down, you will have a lot of spikes, you will remember many things. What do? You write them out. It's the same thing. Finding your why. Why do you, why do you, just for example, why are you doing the gratitude journaling? Is it because somebody gifted you a journal, gratitude journal? Or is it because somebody, some coach, some life coach told you that you have to write gratitude daily? Or is it because you want to start looking at the glass half full rather than looking half empty? For many of us, if I ask you a question, tell me 10 difficult situations in your life, you'll not take 10 minutes to write it. You'll be able to tell them they are all here, just in front of you. But if I'll tell you, tell me 10 awesome things and beautiful things that happened to you, you'll take maybe half an hour or maybe one day, or maybe you won't be able to write because our mind our mind is always on an alert whenever there is a trauma, whenever there is something which has put us in a state of overwhelm. Our amygdala, that is the central brain, gives a signal, is in an alert that danger, danger, danger. And the survival brain, that is the hindbrain, comes into action that we have to save it, we have to do something. Either we have to fight the situation, or we have to run away from the situation, or we have to, just freeze in this place. The main work of our brain is to save us, from difficult things, to help us survive. And so automatically it'll give more importance to the difficult things in life, to the moments, to the things that were difficult for you to process, to understand, or to move through. When you start writing gratitudes, when you start pushing your brain to find out what was even one good thing that happened to me today, it may be as simple as having tea, or making the perfect tea, or having that perfect ginger tea that you may have been wanting to. It breaks down to very smaller things, but that is how it comes. So, finding the why. Few people find out their why in wanting to sleep. So, somebody who is having many thoughts before sleeping, and somebody who is a patient of insomnia, for them, writing every night before they go to sleep could be very helpful. It is like in their brain, there are so many tabs open at all the time. The moment they write it down, the brain finds a relaxed state that, now I can, close these tabs and find peace. And now I can go to sleep. For people who are trying to find out what is it that every time I start losing weight, I get stuck. For people trying to find out what is the block in my weight loss journey, or what is the block that I want to do something but I'm not able to do. The more you write about it, the more you connect with your body and write, you'll find out um, what are those feelings behind this statement, behind this very broad presenting problem of yours. People are still joining. Okay. Now, when we are describing about this, a very important rule that comes up here is, please do not judge what you write. If there is a judgment, before sitting, just close your eyes, collect that judgment and throw it out of the room. Because your journal, your paper is not going to judge you. It is only the inner critic, it is only the inner judgment which is going to stop you from writing something that can help you heal. So don't judge yourself. Don't judge on the type of English, don't judge the type of writing, don't judge the type of anything which is happening there. Judgment will stop you from really feeling what you should feel or what you could feel. Yeah, I hope all of you are here with me. Uh, we have spoken about the benefits also. The first and foremost benefit is the release. Second is connecting with your body. It is so, so important. I cannot emphasize more on this, that you should connect with your body. You have to connect with your body in order to work on anything which is in front of you. All this while we are telling somebody, we are blaming the other person, or we are maybe into what they are doing, what he's saying, what she is doing, what they are doing. But at the end, the crux is, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel in the body? what is happening in your body, what is happening inside your body. Someone said, what did that make you feel? Write about that feeling. And why did it feel so? When did you feel it most? Or why do you feel it most? Or where in the body are you feeling? Trust me, it is going to just change the entire idea of journaling and the way you do it and the way you perceive it and the way it helps. Also, writing is very grounding. Um, when you sit for writing, you take few deep breaths and you're connecting with your body. You are using your fingers. Don't write on, I always say that don't write on your laptop. Write on your with your pen and paper. Because when you take out your pen and you're writing something, and after two lines, you feel a pause or you want to write more, you press your finger, you press your meridians, you connect with your body. When you connect with your body, when you press the meridians, it is when the cellular memories come into action. Sometimes you'll write a statement which you were never ever aware of. For people who tell me that they cannot write, I tell them that please put a 10 minutes timer and start scribbling. See what comes out on the paper, and you will be amazed at what it is there. You may not even have thought about it. So, this is how the cellular memories come into action. This is how it is connected and then put on the paper. Now, it brings it the art of this act of somatic journaling, the somatic releasing. Um, it has a very good benefit on brain dump. For starting, when you start writing, maybe for 7 days, 8 days, or 10 days, just write everything which is coming in your head. Write everything and anything, put it all on the paper. Then you will understand, okay, what is more, what is there, what is it that I'm feeling. Sometimes you won't even know what you're feeling. And when you write, you get aware of all those feelings. Now, coming to a very important part, how to journal. The first and foremost thing about journaling is feeling in the body. You have to feel your feelings, write it somewhere, make a note of it, feel your feelings. What is it that you feel? Where do you feel most in the body? If this feeling had a voice, what would it tell you? What kind of feeling it is? Is it a heavy feeling? Is it a pinchy feeling? If this feeling had a shape or a size, what would it be? Describe that feeling in as much details as possible. You can imagine that feeling to be out and sitting in front of you. If the feeling was out and sitting in front of you on a chair, how would it look? How would it feel? What would it look like? What would it tell you? And second, the most important thing is creating a safe space. None of the trauma, none of the incidents, nothing can be brought up for acknowledgement, for working, for release if you do not feel safe. For people who have gone through repetitive abuse or repetitive heavy traumas or who are going through PTSD, they need to feel safe in their body first. Why do you open up to a therapist? Why do you connect with a therapist? Because when you are sitting with a therapist, they are creating that safe space with you. They are co regulating. You feel regulated in their presence. They breathe with you. I breathe with my clients. The more my clients breathe with me, they find ease, they find calm, and then they finally start feeling safe. So you have to feel safe before you start writing. Maybe there is one corner of your house that is your corner. You may be having one particular chair where you always sit, or one side of the sofa where you always sit, or one side of the balcony that you feel very connected to, and every time you go and sit there, that is your safe space. Bring more of that safety in your body. Go and sit there. When you sit there, take your diary and pen, and that is where you will be able to write more. Second thing would be, what if I write? This is one thing that many people complain. What if I write and somebody reads it? Or I am really scared. What if somebody reads it and what will happen? Then the best thing about somatic release journaling is you do not have to keep that paper. You tear it off, burn, and flush it away. You do not even have to read that paragraph or that page again that you have written. Slowly, when you go to that safe place, when you go to that safe corner in your house and you take out your pen and paper, and as soon as you breathe there, you start feeling safe in your body. You start bringing that safety in your body, collecting that safe, creating that safe aura, and then start writing. What if you don't have a safe place? What if you do not feel safe anywhere? Then be a child again. Go to that corner of your house or go to that corner on your bed and put some pillows around you. Imagine those pillows to be your wall. And you can also do one of my clients did this thing. Um, she took out a bed sheet. She rolled the bed sheet and mm, she created a circle on the carpet and she would sit inside it. When she would sit inside that rolled bed sheet on a carpet, that was her invisible wall. That was her safe space. It is very, very important for you to create a safe space for yourself. More you create a safe space outside, you will be able to breathe into that safe space and then create a safety inside. When we are safe from inside, we feel in control, we feel grounded, we feel present. Like I feel very safe in my therapy room, and I want this place because I feel very safe. I create that safety for my clients as well. So when I'm talking, when I'm communicating, I'm sitting on my bed, I am looking in my laptop, and this is a very safe space. I burn some candles for myself. It brings in calm. When I smell the fragrance, it grounds me. When I breathe in the fragrance, I am more contained and calm in my body and more present for everyone else. Okay. Um, Before we do the meditation for the journaling, um, I would like to tell you a very simple trick. So, one trick I told you how to create the safety. Put up the pillows, create a wall, put a chair, sit behind the chair. Sorry, sit behind the chair, or like that client did, roll the bed sheet and sit inside it. That's how you create a safe space for yourself. If there is nothing, you tell me that I am not feeling anything, or I don't know what I feel in my body. Um, I really want to start journaling. I don't know how to. Then you may start doing body work through journaling. And trust me, doing body work through somatic journaling is going to give you immense results. If you are stuck up with weight loss, if you're not able to lose weight, then please start talking to your body. You might start um, with any particular body part. Now, suppose my right hand. So I put all my awareness and all my concentration on my right hand, and and the moment I put it there, I start feeling, what is my right hand feeling? What is this feeling called? If it had a voice, what would it tell me? So start with one body part and start describing how is that body part feeling at the moment. You might want to describe a body part which is in pain. The only thing that you have to remember is try to keep an open mind. Now, don't start over analyzing it. That why am I analyzing this thing? Why am I? How can my hand speak? How can my palm speak? How can my palm have one kind of feeling and then start saying something? Keep an open mind. Be curious. Be really, really curious about what is your right palm feeling. How does this right palm feel when you cannot lose weight? How does your stomach feel? How does your body feel when you cannot lose weight? What is it exactly? How do you feel? How does your body feel? It always has the left shoulder pain. What could you do if it had a voice? What would it tell you? Hmm. Yeah. So is it clear till now? It is 12:38 on my laptop right now. I would like to give you 5 minutes, mm, rather 7 minutes. Please have some water because even sometimes talking about body, talking about somatics and trauma, it would trigger and bring up a lot of emotions that have been lying deep inside. Making this connection that, oh, okay, I would have felt this. Oh, that's how I feel. So, even that is very tiring and draining. And I don't want you to get dehydrated. Please have a glass of water. Uh, go to the washroom if needed, and be back at 12:45. At 12:45, we are going to do a 5 minutes meditation. And after the meditation, I will give you 10 minutes to write. 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it depends. That's okay. Bring 2, 3 pages, bring your pen, bring your, please have a glass of water before sitting to start uh, journaling. Water is very important for your emotions to flow, to move through the body. So have a glass of water, and it's 12:40 already. We'll start again at 12:45. So just keep your feet on ground, and if you are sitting cross-legged, be aware of where you're sitting, how you're sitting, and take few deep breaths. With each breath that you take in, you fill up your stomach. Pause few seconds and exhale. Do it thrice, And as you breathe in and breathe out, try to find the center of your body. When I say center, it could be a place where you feel present. It could be your gut, it could be your chest, it could be your hands, or your head. Simply be present. Now, as you find your center and you find the calm, suddenly your attention is slowly moving to a body part. Maybe that part is in pain, or maybe it is just calling for your attention. Move to that part. It could be your head, your stomach, your shoulder, or anything, any part of the body which is feeling pretty odd, or it's glaring and calling for your attention. Just move there. As soon as you connect with that specific body part, you start feeling certain emotions, certain feelings. Make a note of it. Understand, how does that make you feel? If it had a color, what color would it be? If it had a shape, what shape would it be? Do not judge, just keep observing and let yourself flow. Now, as you are completely aware of this feeling, you know its shape, size, color, the part where it is. Find out if it had a voice. What would it tell you? You're completely undisturbed with what is happening outside, around you. You are just inside that feeling and getting as much clarity as possible. And you only hear my voice guiding you and holding space as you move. Find out now, when did this feeling enter you? Or when did you create it? What was the situation that you were in? What was happening? Were you alone? Were you with people? They did something to you? Did you feel something, even if they did not do anything? Try to get as much clarity as possible. Now, slowly open your eyes and write everything that you saw, felt, heard. Take your time. When you write, describe in as much detail as possible. How did that make you feel? How did that affect you? How has that made an impact till now? Did something change you so deeply that you feel that now you are a completely different person? How did you cope up with it? If it was so painful, if it was so difficult, how did you cope up? What did you decide? Write everything as much as possible. Concentrate on the feeling, on the body part. You lost a lot of things then. Concentrate, what did you lose? Someone has messaged me that they couldn't listen fully to the meditation. There was someone at the door and now they feel furious. Connect with that feeling. Connect with how furious do you feel and where in the body do you feel it. It has come up for a reason. Anything and everything which is coming up right now during the meditation, even if you cannot hear it, is something that has to be dealt with right now. Connect with that anger. Does it always happen? Does it always happen that when you sit to do something, or when you are writing, or when you are concentrating on something, there is a disturbance, there is a block? Find out what is the block. Describe the anger. Use this time to write, not on the chat, but on the pen and paper. Write. This is a very important time. Your body has felt something. Describe that feeling. Don't let it go. This is the moment when that feeling has come up to the surface. Don't let it go. everything is fine. If one body part was hurting and during the meditation it shifted, go to the part where it hurts the most. Connect with the part that is calling for your attention the most. Most probably, it'll be the same thing which is shifting. And keep taking deep breaths. If you zoned out and you don't remember what happened in between, it is completely fine. Maybe it was so painful for your body to remember what it would have happened. So, in that case, connect with the pain that it started with. If you got giddy in between, connect with the original pain that it started with. I hope you're able to write. Keep describing the heavy head and giddiness, Ramya. How does that make you feel? Breathe into this heavy head of yours and see what is it. If it had a shape, size, color, what would it be? If it had a voice, what would it tell you? So someone who they have missed the meditation in between, then just connect with where they're lost. Breathe into the body. Connect with the part which is calling for your attention. Feel the feeling. How does that make you feel? Where in the body is it? What kind of feeling is it? If it had a color, shape, size, what would that be? And as you get more and more clear, get into it. Find out, when did you first create it or absorb it? Describe the situation in as much details. So for everyone who's having a heavy head, it's okay. Breathe into it. Breathe into this heavy head of yours and see, if it had a voice, what would it tell you? All this while, there was something lying deep inside, and now suddenly you are connecting with it and bringing it out. So it would feel different, it would feel difficult. But only when we can feel something, we can release it. If we cannot feel anything, we won't be able to release it. If you're having too many thoughts coming at the same time, write all those thoughts down. I see many people got disconnected here. So if there are too many thoughts coming up and you feel it's clouding your emotion, it's not clouding. Write all these thoughts down. It is the best thing. Your brain is going to give you different stuff to worry about rather than write, or rather than connect with that specific heavy feeling which has been lying hidden all this while. Don't be scared with this giddiness. Don't be scared with the pain. Have some water. Breathe into it and write. Don't worry, at the end, we'll do another meditation, and that will really help everyone. But right now, use this time to release, bring out. Don't conclude the feeling. You don't have to conclude it. We want to give meaning to everything, but sometimes there is no meaning. The closest you can come here is, instead of thinking on how to conclude the feeling, find out, what did you lose that time? When you were in that feeling, in that situation, what all of yours did you lose? Write it. You must have absorbed this specific pain in the body, this specific feeling in the body. But when you absorbed it, you would have lost something as well. Find out, what did you lose? Deeper the breath you take, it will help you process the feelings. Breathe with me. Someone has said that I'm surprised with what has come up. I thought the feelings will be around my marital discord, but it's about the finances, my professional growth. Very good. So, what do you mean when you say that the feeling is very heavy to lose? Feelings are very heavy to lose. Feelings will be very heavy to lose. Feelings will be very difficult to release. If it's something related to your childhood, something related to your parents, even then it is okay. Yes. So if you are done with it and you still feel very heavy in your head, please have some water. Connect with your head again and see, is there anything else that the head wants to tell you? Yeah. Put that guilt on the paper. I'm taken over by the guilt of that body part. Put that guilt on the paper. Now you know, when did you pick up this guilt? Now you know. You don't have to apologize. Why do you have to apologize? Write what the guilt is feeling. What is it that you're feeling with this guilt? What is it that is happening to you when this guilt is calling for your attention? Write it down. And just be with it. Tell this feeling that now you are aware of it. You know that it is there. You acknowledge it. Acknowledge that part. The moment something comes, we tend to push it away. We tend to put it somewhere else so that we don't have to see it. But then that somewhere else is also our body, and it keeps getting collected there. Whatever is there in the body will come back at us someday or the other. Don't try to get to a conclusion. If this is the first time you are doing this kind of journaling, maybe you can't get to a conclusion, but understand that today was the first time you acknowledged it. If it was at a level of 100, today maybe it has reduced to 50. Maybe tomorrow, once again, when you connect with it and write it down, it will come down to a number 40. If it is very heavy, Shame, guilt, embarrassment, abuse, these, sorry, these are very heavy. They take several times to go away, to be looked at. Whenever there is abuse, the person's psyche or consciousness splits up to various pieces. No matter what they start working on, they go back to the same incidents. And when that same incident comes up, every time there is something new that they find. Maybe the first time when they go to that incident, they find their hope. Maybe the second time they go back to that incident, they find their confidence. Maybe the third time they go there, they find that they have been so angry all this while. You won't. Okay, so I hope all of you have stopped writing because I was answering also in between. Conclude, Sarika is asking, conclude means we get a solution. Maybe you'll not find the solution. Maybe this was not a place to find a solution. Maybe this was just about releasing, just about connecting with what you have been feeling all this while, with what you have been pushing down all this while. I have always had problem thinking about conflicts with my mother, but the pain told me it is the uncertainty regarding the future and um, career, and journaling drifted me to that. Okay, so what I can do in the meantime? Great, great. So the presenting problem could be you feel that something is wrong with the mother, but instead, what is worrying you is something with your career. Maybe it is something that maybe it connects with the same feeling. So the conflict with your mother, how does that make you feel? Suppose you answer that I feel stressed, and you connect it with the same stress that you feel while you have uncertainty regarding in the future and career. So that's perfect. That's fine. Today you found out this. Tomorrow, when you write with it, you'll have the same feeling. You'll have the same stress, but you may go to another incident. You may go to another incident, and you'll keep finding where all have you lost yourself, where all have you lost those beautiful, important parts of you. And while you write it, you write all this heaviness on the paper and then you burn and flush it. You release that and you make space for taking back your own authentic power. You open up to take back to reclaiming your own self, to your real authentic self. Okay. Hmm. I'm always living in my past and not able to move forward and live happily, even if things are getting fine. Yeah, sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult because, um, again, remember about your brain. Its action is to keep you safe. So it'll remind you, it'll tell you that, all these things happened in the past and beware, be scared. And then you have to push yourself to look at the good in the present. But if there is a lot of store in the past, it takes back to the same example. The glass is already full. You have to empty it out so that you make space for something new to come in. And no, it's not about think positive or positive thinking. It's not about judging yourself. Absolutely no judgment. You just write whatever is it in your body, whatever is it happening in your body and you're feeling. If there are tears while writing, please don't stop them. If there is anger while writing, maybe you start writing with pain, but after you write one page, you start getting very angry. Feel that anger. The idea is to start feeling, feel your feelings and put them down. It won't shift in one day, in one page, in one writing. But after doing it for 4 days, 5 days, or a week, you will feel something change. You will feel that happening. You feel that change happening. And then maybe the same incidents happens and you're not so much triggered. For some things, you definitely need more work. You need deeper work. You need one-to-one work. But somatic journaling is the simplest way for connecting with yourself and finding out. I found problem in jaw, heavy jaw, felt stress. Describe how does that make you feel? What is that heavy jaw feeling? If it had a voice, what would it tell you? Maybe it would tell you, maybe it would ask you to speak. Maybe it feels so heavy because all this while you have not been speaking. Maybe it now wants you to finally go ahead and speak that I have had enough. I cannot control more. I cannot keep more in my jaws. I started feeling painful all over my body. Then recent emergency situation to my son, still he's recovering. Then my insecurity popped up and thoughts shifted to gratitude. Felt grateful every single thing, lessons, blessings so far. That's great you felt all these things, but be sure that did you feel the heaviness which you were having in your body? Um, did you really give time to feel this and not shift so quickly and not find a conclusion so quickly? The idea behind is not to find a conclusion. The idea behind is not to shift so quickly. The idea is to be in that feeling so that the feeling is acknowledged that now I am feeling it completely in my body and this is how I'm feeling, and then I'm writing. So no more hiding, no more pushing it away, no more pushing it back. Too many thoughts coming together at the same time, many small instances and images from the past. Exactly. So this happens. That's why brain dumping is important. So initial 7 days, there will be so many thoughts, there will be so many things, there will be so many random things coming. Just imagine how many random thoughts and things are in your head. How many things are taking that space in your body that you know, it is at a space that it is going to blast. There are so many things. So all those things, put it down. Very good. You had so many thoughts coming together. That's great. Sometimes people feel blank. In that case, you have to do more work. If you have so many feelings, great, perfect. Too many thoughts coming together. Okay, this is the same thing. I don't want to destroy this paper, what we felt. If it was heavy for you, then you can burn and flush. If it was something um, happy, if it was something close to you, you can keep it. You can choose to do whatever you want to. But ideally, if these are heavy situations, if these are heavy emotions and feelings, you can just put it down on the paper and remove. Journaling, wait, Pooja says journaling always takes me to the past. It's like I'm time traveling. Yes, because all of that is still stored and affecting you somewhere. Yeah, great, Uma. There is so much to speak to the people who are no more. This is a very good this is a very good exercise. What you do is you write letters to the close ones who have passed on. Don't keep these letters. You can do a ritual with these. So write in as much detail as you would have felt for that person, and then you if you have a garden, well, if you don't have a garden, even small pots, bury them, put a nice flower on them, and it's like I am sending my love, I'm sending all these things in the paper and letting it to you. Now if this is not about the love, if this is about the anger, or if this is about something that you don't feel comfortable, if this person was an abuser, or if this person was not very good to you, still write it, and then write and burn and flush. I feel stuck to my stomach, felt cold, pain, and hunger. My sadness and anger comes up. I was sexually abused by. Okay, so this is trigger warning. Therapy didn't work. My resentment towards my partner. Okay, um, okay, I see you. What kind of therapy did you go to? If it did not work, and for how long did you do this therapy? Did you feel safe with your therapist? Did you connect with your therapist? Or you were there because somebody else asked you to? And what did you do for yourself? There is rage, there is anger, accept it. It's good. Accepting what is there is really good. And it's very obvious. And as I explained before, if there is an abuse case, you'll keep going back to the same incidents where you were abused, and you'll keep going back to that point. And every time you go there, you find something new from there. There was a client, and she would, in every regression therapy, in every inner child session, she would go back to the same place. And in that same place, she was in a cycle and circling around the building. Every time, no matter what you do, she'll go back to that same place. So it kept feeling that I don't know why is this happening. Is there is no growth happening? Is there is no movement happening? So every time when she was there, she would find out courage. Next time she would find out strength. Next time she would find out confidence. And after months and months of therapy, one day the therapist knew that she's going to go back to that same place in the cycle and circle the building. But this time the cycle was empty. She was not there. Then she traveled, and the therapist moved with the client, and she finally went to the place in the house where she was abused as a little child. And what was happening all this while, it was the head, the brain telling, you would have saved if you were cycling, you would have saved if you were not there. And all these little incidents, she kept on going, she kept on bringing something or the other to find that strength to finally see the abuse just as it is. Took time. I hope that explains. Feel free to connect with me after the session. So I had a very heavy feeling right in the middle of the chest, starting from the chest and going till the stomach. It felt like a voice screaming inside me and telling me all good things about me and telling me it'll be okay. I've been pushing this voice down for a long time and feels like I need to start listening in it. That's a brilliant thing to do. That's really great. Sometimes it's our inner strength which calls up. It's the inner strength that tells you that I'm here. All this while you've not been listening to me. That's good. So you do not have a negative thing to write, but you had something positive. If it is something positive like that, you can keep it. And as I know that you love painting also, what you do is you write the statement and you make a nice drawing around it. You put it on a canvas and you keep it near you. That is your safe space. Put it um, beside your bed or put it on the table where you work. This is something which is very comfortable to you. This will bring safety in your body. This will bring safety in your space. Okay, so Dimple, you have such a melodious voice that I lost you somewhere. Thank you. Sometimes when we lose the voice, it is that we are not very strong or ready enough to listen what is happening, what we have to find out, or it is again the same brain telling us that um, please don't go there. You cannot handle it. Please don't go there. So when you do this again and again, you will be able to reach to a point where you finally can see where was the pain and what was it telling you. So Deepa is saying, so every time or every day we journal, we ask what the body wants and to tell us that day. Yes, perfect. If there is one thing which is very glaring for you, if there is an issue that you really want to work on, that is your why, then keep going back to that why again and again. If there is no clear why, then start with what is it that you want today? What is it, body, that you want today? So you breathe into the body and find out whichever part is calling for your attention and you start with it. Shruti, it started heavy feeling, but with conclusion, I'm feeling better. Should I still burn it? Yes, I felt very light listening to you. Thank you. I get this compliment a lot. Thanks a lot. Sonal, writing anger or forgiveness letter didn't work. I still have those feelings coming up, comes up frequently. So the word forgiveness is highly abused as far as I feel. Why do you have to forgive? You don't have to forgive anyone. When you forgive somebody else, you become a place higher than them. And then you become higher than them and you put the other person as the victim that, you did this thing. That's why I was affected and now I forgive you. No, step out of that. You are not going to forgive anyone. You have to forgive yourself for feeling this when you were in specific situation. How did that make you feel? Most of the times, 99.99% of the times, or even 100%, we are angry with our own selves. We are not angry with someone else. We are angry with our own self. We have our own baggage and luggage to carry, not somebody else's. So forgive, start writing forgiveness for yourself. Start writing, how do you love yourself? What can you do for yourself? Okay, Priyanka says, I felt heaviness near my right shoulder. It was upside down and my body is feeling so warm and I'm sweating too, whereas it's cold around. I felt heaviness near my right shoulder. It was upside down and my body. So, did you describe this heaviness? Did you connect with it and see what happened? Goosebumps, thank you. Is it okay to be alone when it is heavy head or it's cry in front of someone? It is perfectly okay to cry. Crying um, is the least again the most difficult word which people have made. It's perfectly okay to cry. It is good to cry. Cry it out, let it out, than putting it inside your body and carrying it with you everywhere. Now, here, if you feel embarrassed, if you feel judged, then it's your decision. Imagine whenever I feel anger about anyone, I could feel something running in my brain. Yes, so you have something running in your brain. Catch it and please write it so that you find what is it. Maybe that running thing in your head says, um, run away, flight. Maybe the first time you said anything when you were angry, you were made to run away. I don't know. Find out. After writing a little bit of random stuff, my thoughts came upon my childhood. I felt worthless, a nobody, ignored, underconfident. I'm so sorry you felt all of this. I'm so sorry. That's actually the real reason behind all of it. So, before we move further, this is the basic somatic journaling exercise that we did. Coming 18th and 19th, I am coming up with an advanced journaling workshop, which will be a paid thing and it will be for 2 days, Saturday and a Sunday. And it is inner child healing through journaling. You don't even know there are so many things that you can actually connect with your inner child and start writing. Now, here in basic somatic journaling, you start feeling, you start learning how to feel, connect, and release. And in advanced journaling, that is inner child healing journaling, you learn how to connect with that exact hurt inner child and write through them, write for them, or write with them. So, Swati, when you are writing about this and thoughts came up about the childhood, write about it as if you're writing letter to your inner self and be the adult you wanted to be, you wanted as an inner child. Kavya says, can we draw what we saw? That's beautiful. You can draw what you see. And with the drawing exercise, what you can do is, I don't recommend drawing and then throwing it away. When you draw something, you can, after drawing the incidents which was heavy, you can draw something nice around it and try to um, create it as a safe space. Create the safety around that hurt and traumatized self. So when I started heavy pain in upper stomach area, it's telling me to don't compromise or sacrifice your food for anyone. Anyone, choose your food wisely. That's good. Okay, I connect but was unable to write. It's seen I have a 3-year-old baby and had to make. That's perfectly fine. Please go back to it again and write it, because writing is the only thing which will help you. My anger gets me raged up, and after a yelling like a crazy woman, I feel tired, like I have a heavy workout, extremely tired. So every time you'll journal about anger, and you'll feel very tired after journaling. Ramya, I always eat and feel better after a harsh incident, and this affects my weight. Yes, because we have been told to not feel our feelings, but to eat our feelings. Or, if not told, that's how we learn. So, that is how emotional eating comes up. Find out what is it that you're filling up. What is it that you're filling up with food? How to decide between inner child or past life? What is family constellation? We'll get to that later in one of my Insta lives, or you can message me also. Okay, so okay. So now all of you again close your eyes. Breathe into your body. As you breathe in, imagine bright, strong, very powerful central sun of the universe above your head, and experience, feel the sunlight falling on your head. As soon as it falls on your head, it enters through your crown chakra. It moves inside your head. It cleanses and clears all the heaviness that had come up right now. Everything that you no longer need to carry in your space gets collected with the sun, with its warmth, with the golden rays. It passes through your eyes, nose, ears, lips. A lot of it passes through your throat. And remember, as it passes, it keeps collecting all the things you no longer need to carry in your space. It reaches your chest. Suddenly, everything becomes a very comfortable, warm. Like a magnet, it's attracting everything which is now okay to go. It keeps collecting. It also spreads to your shoulder, to your hands, to your arms. If your arms are very tightly, your fingers are very tightly closed, open them. Put them on table, palm facing the ceiling. Gets this warmth, this golden light is now traveling through your torso and reaching your stomach. In your gut, there is so much more which has been stuck all this while, that is being collected and shifted to the lower side of your body. Like a spiral, the sunlight is spiraling across your around your spinal cord, easing it out, taking the pressure away. It now reaches your thighs, collects what you no longer need, moves to the knees, feet, ankle, and the base of your foot. It has collected everything that you had absorbed, the pain, the heaviness, the anger that you absorbed, that you just wrote about. And through the base of your foot, now you see very deep, long roots growing up. And these are the roots which are taking away all this heaviness, everything. Let it go to the Mother Earth. It all quickly moves to the center of the earth. Everything moves down, moves out. As it reaches the center of the earth and it starts transmutating, it starts transforming. All that heavy feeling is now getting transferred, transformed to a very strong, red, powerful, vital energy. That strong, powerful energy comes rushing back to your body. It enters through to the base of your feet, through your ankles, rushes through the knees to your upper thighs, through the pelvic, it enters your gut, your torso. It reaches the heart. As soon as this energy reaches the heart, it starts feeling as if plants are growing inside. Your favorite plant, your favorite color, your favorite flower. It spreads across your shoulders to your hands. And all this while, when this energy, this vital energy was rushing back to your body, it is your own authentic, pure energy that you lost all this while and now is getting back to you. It reaches your throat. It enters your face, reaches to top of your head, and it feels like growing the branches of your favorite tree. Maybe some of you are imagining cherry blossoms or sakura. Maybe some of you are imagining hibiscus. I can see some yellow flowers blooming also. So, like a tree, well grounded to the earth and blossoming and reaching to the sky. Breathe into that feeling. Take your time. And when you are completely integrated with it, you can slowly open your eyes and have some water. So can anyone come off the mic and tell me how do they feel now? Are they still feeling very heavy or has something changed? Yes, please unmute. I don't know if I'll have to give permission for it, but you can try. Even the voice changes after doing this grounding meditation. Okay. Okay, now you can try, maybe you can do it.
Hi, Madhuri. It was a lovely experience. Actually,
Hey.
when you were saying a lot of things,
Yeah.
I don't know. I fell asleep for a point in time. Maybe it was it was a lovely voice that was enough to put me into deep sleep. Not for any other reason. It's just that all that tiredness that I had was all out.
Yeah.
All that. Whatever whatever you had said or that I was imagining when you were saying, and really made me as you said that different people have different thoughts, and at that moment I just felt very light after this whole
Okay.
journaling
Okay.
experience. I did write a
Happens.
lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also want to ask you, can I just watch this once again because I missed quite a lot of it.
Yes, I have recorded. I will take some time to upload it and then transfer and then share it with everyone.
Yeah,
But anyway, that's why I
yeah,
said that attending it live will make a complete difference, because when you are
yeah.
doing
I
it,
did attend it, but I
yeah,
missed parts of it.
yes, yes,
It
then
just
that
want
is
to.
fine, because otherwise if you take the recording and you start doing it, there will be so many incidents where you are so distracted that you won't be able to concentrate and
Right,
you
right,
won't
right.
really understand about the journaling and everything.
Yeah, and I would love to do your advanced journaling. Please, could you talk about it?
Yes.
Uh,
So the advanced journaling, the main idea behind it will be how to heal your inner child using journaling. So I do understand that sometimes it gets very heavy for people to regularly take sessions, and I advise everyone to take the session when it is something very deep, because in one to one you will understand a lot of things that you won't be able to do on yourself. But then for the other things, for in between the sessions or for starting to work on yourself, the inner child journal healing not the meditation, the inner child journal healing method would really help a lot. I would be giving meditations in it. I would be hand holding. I would be telling you how to write, what to write. And I would be explicitly speaking about inner child there, because I have not spoken about intentionally, I have not spoken about inner child here because that is too much for everyone to put you in a state of overwhelm. Even thinking and learning about trauma is one thing, and then going to another set of it. So this is just the basic, this is the base, which still will need a lot of work from your side, but please keep doing it so that you are prepared for 18th and 19th. It will be on the same time, 12 p.m. on a Saturday and 12 p.m. on a Sunday, and more question and more one-to-one, and in that I will be keeping limited entry only, because so that I can give more attention. Even here, the attention is fine, but something more, because there are chances there will be more issues coming up, more help needing, more hand holding needed. So yeah, so I'll share about that on my page. I would also email you all about it. And if you feel, if this journaling workshop helped you, if it made you feel better, then please write about it or speak about it on social media. It makes more people connect, more people would understand. friends and family, they always connect more with the personal experience and reference. So please speak about it, please tell about it, please mention about it so that it spreads across and more people can take help of it. Okay, someone has messaged, Kusum, it was a very insightful session. The meditation will help me to start journaling. Otherwise, it was very difficult to write and hand feels so heavy and difficult to move. So are your hands feeling very heavy right now? Then just tell your hands that I see you. You touch your hand and you say that I see you. Anytime there is any sudden pain in your body and you are maybe in a meeting or you have to do something, just put your right hand there on the pain and you breathe into it and tell it that I'm there. I see you. Acknowledge it. Don't push it away. Acknowledge it. That fine, I'm there. And is it okay for all of you to please come on camera once? And is it okay if I take a picture of everyone? Wow, all this while there were names and suddenly so many faces come up. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Just before, somebody has said, thank you so much, Himadri, for this lovely session today. I could write one whole page. Earlier, my therapist used to tell me, write it down whenever you feel. I couldn't write a single word, and today I was with the flow. Yay! That's great. So something opened up. Something did open up. So, okay. So all of you say journaling. One more. I have to. So I have to shift the screen also. There are so many people. So 1, 2, 3. Journaling.
Journaling.
I have the biggest smile. Wow, it makes me emotional. Okay, then. Thank you so much. Feel free to connect with me one to one. You have my email ID. You can email me also. I would be saving it and sharing it. Try to do it. And just remember, you do not need any specific kind of diary or any specific kind of pen to do this journaling. Any pen and any paper would do. Even your newspaper would do the work. And you can anyways write and burn and flush and release it, or you can collect it and put it, bury it in your garden or in your plants or pots. It's okay to not keep it. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everyone. And please speak about it if it made any difference to you. Thanks a lot. Thank you for taking out time on a Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Most welcome.